could be 90%, 80%, 98%, depending on the category, the FMCG player or durables, etc., would be spending all that kind of money on traditional media. If he's spending that money or she's spending that money on traditional media, highly likely that she's speaking or he's speaking to a national creative director at that level. Because that national creative director is not used to the digital space at all. He or she still thinks only TV, radio and print. When these two gentlemen or ladies speak, they do not talk digital. To my mind, the digital team in this room or whoever is attending AdTech from a digital point of view, I think the first person, and I mean the first person you must convert is the creative directors of all advertising agencies. I don't know any media plan that I get on. Guys, many people come and still present you with, it's fashionable to say, I want to get a 360-degree plan. 360 plans are fashionable statements. You meet a national creative director in this country, he will come and present a Cannes winning TV commercial or a Cannes winning radio commercial. He will not present you a Cannes winning digital entry. Until that is not going to happen, you will not get his mind space, you will not get any CEO sign.
I mean, Samir, it might be true for FMCG, but what we've seen, it might be true for FMCG, but but for categories where digital has become very important, whether it is internet companies, automobile, BFSI, IT, where they're spending upwards north of 15-20% on digital. I mean, the marketing directors are giving enough mind space, are giving enough time for digital agencies to talk around the strategy. But the fact is that still, it is more education. The digital agency is getting into more education, right? And there's a lot of time which is spent there. How do we get remuneration out of that? The question is today, they'll still spend a little amount of money and benchmark around 2, 3, 4% of the traditional media. But here, on 2, 3, 4%, the digital media will not run. So how do we get it right?
No, I think it's there. I would agree with Samir that it's what you're saying is actually proving his point. Let's say the tech companies or the ones, for example, mobile companies, some of the other tech companies, the ones who are spending a lot, and therefore it's become important and strategically important for the discussions are happening at senior levels. And frankly, I think those discussions are a little bit better because there are reasonably well-informed people from both ends talking, and you're actually coming out to a middle ground, hopefully, which is reaching the stage of scope of service and incentive kind of approach. So I have hope that it will go down that path, but the one sub-conclusion I'm getting is we need to raise the ante on this, and what Samir is saying is do that with where bulk of the money is being spent, where there's national creative directors. Look, we used to see the same problem in outdoors, right? Head of outdoor agencies would come in and they just wouldn't get audience with the CMO or the CEO. Why? Because in there, it's not that it's not important, but it's somewhere along the line, it doesn't go up in the sort of mind space of these people.
Yeah. So, but Anjali, here, if I would like to get perspective is, so your experience with digital, right? Let's say you are working with a category which needs digital, and you have access to the marketing, etc. What are some of the learnings which you've seen which gets you the right remuneration? I'm not saying good remuneration, the right remuneration, the fair remuneration. What are some of the best practices for the team? And what is the right commission? What is the structure? What do you pay?
Okay, so again, there is no right structure.
Okay.
However, we found that wherever the client has depended on the digital medium, and unfortunately, largely it's to drive inquiries or leads or whatever sales as we call it. Once a large part of the client's inquiries start coming in from the digital medium and his dependence on the digital medium increases, that is when he starts getting more serious about it. Right? That's when he gets into the process of trying to understand, so what is optimization? So how are you adding value to me? And then basis that, the remuneration too starts becoming a fixed plus variable, where there is an incentive.
So what is fixed there? Is the fixed commission on media, or is the fixed the salary plus variable?
So there are varying models. One could be a basic commission, which could work in single digits and really low level of commission, plus an incentive. Or a percentage of sale, etc. There are some models which are also doing the rounds there. However, largely it is cost plus. So you recover your cost and then you get an incentive for the slabs that you reach.
Okay.
So say for a credit card company, if you're looking at driving, say 20,000 credit card sign-ups in 1 quarter or a month or whatever that is, if you reach those numbers, there is an upside for the agency.